beautiful friends, I'm here today to do a flip through with you of my completed layouts since I think the last time I did one of these was perhaps August 2020. So this is essentially 6 months-ish, well, no, that's probably not right, about 4 to 5 months worth of layouts. I have counted, I've got 17 completed layouts here, but that does include quite a few double pages. So we'll have a look at those as we go through. Lots of these will have process videos, some of them don't though, so I'll try and recall that as I go through. Now this first one here, the first few that you're going to see were layouts that I created for my wedding album. And I did that back in August. This is going to be the opening page for my album. I actually can't remember whether or not I filmed a process video for this. If I do, you'll be able to easily find it in my list of videos. I do have a playlist specifically for wedding scrapbook pages, so you'll be able to find that there. But this is the opening page for my layout for my wedding album. It's quite simple. It's just the date that we got married and then a nice bit of embellishing here on the side. There is definitely a process video for this one. This I created for the Cut to You design team, and this will be the closing page for my wedding album. When I saw this cut file that Gwen had created that said good food, good wine, good friends and good times, it was actually the inspiration for me to start doing some work on my wedding album, because that to me just summed up our day perfectly. And I really love this page. I think it's going to be such a fun way to close out my wedding album. Another wedding layout, there's definitely a process video for this one as well, because this was also created for the Cut to You design team. I've got a floral cut file in the background here, lots of really nice layering and some journaling, also a little bit of mixed media in the background, which is why that the page is a bit warped. Now there's no process video for this one because I have done something like this before. I have created a layout this is a 2-page layout as you can see, to document my daughter's first birthday. I cut this large number 1 out on my silhouette and then filled it with some fringed paper. And this side here is a cut file from Cut to You, which I believe is just called the confetti background cut file. And that's sort of documenting her first birthday. What I do have the process video for is this, which is almost identical. Well, it is pretty much identical. It's just using a different set of products. And that is for my son's first birthday. So the same thing, cut out the number 1, use the confetti background cut file. That's a really, like I said, I have done this before and I am going to be doing it again and again and again probably. It's a really easy way to get some pages done when you've got more than one child, or perhaps even if it's the same sort of event that's happening year after year. If you create one and then scrap lift yourself and use the same design, it makes it really easy to get things done quickly. And I think we just about all fall into that trap of having too many things that we want to scrapbook and not enough time to do them in. So highly recommend this kind of approach, particularly if you've got more than one child and you're documenting those milestone events. This one's upside down. This was another project for the Cut to You design team, so there is a process video for this one. I used one of the cut files on the background with the foil quill to create a custom gold foil background, and then a title up the top here. This was a bit of a fail layout for me. This was going to be a design team project, but I didn't really like the way that it looked once I'd finished, so I ended up doing something else for this particular share. But I have got the Cut to You cut file down here, and I've used lots of mixed media in the background. It was a story of my kids painting some things that they'd been given for Christmas, and I decided to make this into a 2-page layout so that I could document a bit of the story and add a few more photos here. It's looking at it now, it's really not terrible. When I had filmed this and had originally intended to use it, I was just going to be doing this page here. But what happened was it was just offset. The balance was really off. and it wasn't something that I was happy putting out there with my name on it as a design team project. So I still went ahead with it. It is still going into my album because, let's face it, it's still documenting those photos and telling that story. But yeah, not something that I was super duper happy with. This one here is definitely a process video for this one. This would probably be one of my all-time favorite layouts. It's something that I had a bit of a rough idea in mind for the background that I wanted to do, and then I just had so much fun playing with all of these beautiful layers. And these are all floral pieces that come from Uniquely Creative. Their kits and papers and everything are just absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'm so in love with this page. It's so pretty, it's so soft, it's everything I want all of my scrapbook pages to be. So really, really happy with this, and there is definitely a process video for this one. Now this here, I probably maybe shouldn't be showing it in this little flip through, but I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be uploading this. There should have been a process video for this back in October, but I'm not sure what happened with that. I've got the video on my computer, it's all done, but it just never made it to YouTube. So if I haven't already done it by the time I upload this flip through, I will actually get the process video for this put up in January. It was a cut to you design team project, so I did share it in all the right places. It just, for some reason, I'm not sure what happened. I think I was on prac, my brain was really overloaded, and yeah, it just disappeared from YouTube. So this was a cut to you cut file that I used down here. Again, lots of really beautiful layers. This time I used a Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection, some mixed media in the background, and I created all my journaling on this 6x12 insert. This is to document a part of my life that I realized I haven't actually documented in any of my scrapbook albums until now, and that is the study that I have been doing for the last 4.5 years. So I've never really told much of that story. I had a lot that I wanted to say, so this 6x12 journaling format was perfect. And I do know that I have something in one of my albums already where I've done the same thing. I've created a really beautiful page on one side and then housed all my journaling on a 6x12 insert. So I knew that, knowing that I had that in my album, I was really happy to create another one, because this will then sit on the back of that existing 6x12 insert. So yeah, we'll have a process video for this one up on my YouTube channel in January sometime. There's no process video for this one. Oops, sorry, we lost focus there. There's no process for this one. This is just something that I wanted to have a bit of a play with. This is also from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Quite some time ago, this was probably 6 months or more, I sat down over a couple of nights and stitched all around this circle piece, which was part of, it came together from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. And I knew that I wanted to use these photos, but they are some very special photos, and I'm not sure how other people feel, but personally I get a little bit daunted when it comes to scrapbooking special photos, because I want to make sure that whatever I create does them justice. So I didn't do anything with this for such a long time because I didn't want to mess it up. And then one day I thought to myself, you know what, now's the time, I'm feeling creative, I'm feeling confident, and I sat down and I made it, and I love it. It's absolutely perfect. So using Cocoa Vanilla Studio products, no journaling, because there was really nothing much to say other than just what I've used in my title here, which is Darling Girl, Love You So. And yeah, happy, very, very happy to have those photos scrapped and for that to be going into my daughter's album. There is no process video for this, because what you'll see after afterwards there was a process video for. So this was using one of the Kit to You cut files and kits that Gwen puts out from the Cut to You store. So with those you purchase the cut file and then you get a set of PDF instructions. So all of the design work, all of the decision making has been done for you, and that's exactly what I did here. I followed the instructions that came with the cut file and the kit just to create this really simple little layout. It's a fantastic way of getting your scrapbooking done when you're maybe not feeling super creative but you want to make something. So having all those design decisions made for you, I just find really so helpful sometimes. So that I made that straight from the instructions. And then I have got a process video for this, and this was a design team project, and it's using that same circle cut file but in a totally different way. So this is a really messy boy themed layout of my little bruiser Jack, and yeah, as you can see I've cut it out with some black cardstock here. So same cut file but two very different layouts. It just goes to show how versatile they can be. Again, there is a process video for this one. This is another design team project, and I cut the cut file out with some gold glitter paper this time, gold glitter cardstock, and used another one of the gorgeous Uniquely Creative kits for this layout. When I was flipping through these layouts before sitting down to film this, I definitely noticed I had a real circular theme going on over these last 6 months. Lots of layouts with these big wreath or circles on my projects. Not sure why. I've got a few things that I've put aside now on the go, and I'm obviously still loving those circles. So it's something that's working for me at the moment and I'm feeling happy with it, so I'll just keep going. There was a process video for this. This was another one for the Cut to You design team, the first Christmas layout that I made for last year. This was for a stash busting hop, so there is a process video for this one as well. I made use of some of my crepe paper Fa La La collection, and I'm just looking at it now and noticing that I've stuck this whole piece upside down. When I was backing these bits of the cut file, I was really careful to make sure that I had the trees all facing upwards, and now that I'm looking at it I realized that I've actually put it upside down so all the trees are facing down. Whoopsie. Oh well, you'll never know. Yeah, so there's a process video for this one. Also a process video for this one. This was another design team project and also part of the stash busting hop. So I used, there's a few things in my Christmas or stash collection where I've just got a couple of random papers and embellishments, and I wanted to try and use as many of those up as I could this year. So that's what this one used. I think this was from Simple Stories. Another circle. So there is a process video for this. This was the last layout that I shared for 2020, and I am still just so in love with that watercolor wreath background that I created. The only problem was, and I don't think I mentioned this in my process video, but when I started to put it all together and I had my journaling typed out enough to the side, and I realized that there was nowhere for me to put my journaling. I wasn't going to be able to fit it on this page in a way that I would be happy with the design. So knowing that I had a few more photos that were similar to this, I decided to just make a companion page to sit alongside it in the album. So just a really simple grid design. I roughed up the edges and added lots of stitching to those layered pieces, added a little bit more of that watercolor, used the same gold foil just to tie it in, and then added my journaling. So that was a really good way for me to use up some product, get a few extra photos in, and make sure that I got all of my story told. So that was it. That was all of my layouts since August. So that's actually 4 months, not 5 months. I'm pretty happy with that. That's quite a lot for me. That's quite a chunk of of layouts. I'm happy with my productivity there, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what 2021 is going to bring for all of us. I know that lots of people have done it really tough throughout 2020, and for me personally, I am really trying to prioritize my scrappy time and my creative time, because it does bring me so much joy to spend time in here making things and creating things, and of course sharing them on YouTube. So for anybody who has been following my channel for a little while, I would just like to send my most heartfelt thanks to you for all of your support. It makes me so happy seeing my little channel continue to grow every day. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to join in and go ahead and subscribe, because I am going to commit to bringing lots of wonderful content to my channel in this coming year. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.